Hello and welcomes back once more. This is AnthWolf with even more Dragon Age Origins. We are in Orzammar and just exploring the common area at the moment. We probably have plenty more we can look around at. Can we go through that door? We can. Jannar Armourers. Well, let's go and have a look in here then. And you must be Jannar. Oh, another wall carving. What the hell? Is that a body? A body without a head. Culture of the Dwarves of Orzammar.
Welcome to Jannar Family Armorers. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail. At Jannar's we have everything from leather to platinum.
Do you know anything about what's happening with the king?
I stay out of politics. It's not good for a smith to get the attention of those who grant vendors licenses. Lord Harrimut's a fair man. My father did business with him, and he always paid on time. But the Idukans have served us well. If it is the ancestors' wisdom to keep them on the throne, I cannot object.
Are you part of the Smith caste?
Aye, for 100 generations. My father made his name by inventing a fall and tacet, which were integrated into the cuirass. But, I'm guessing by your face you're not a smith yourself.
Let me see what you have in your store.
Of course. Keep in mind we also take items on trade.
I don't think there's anything we need to sell. But what does he actually have in his inventory? He has dragon bone. He has a nice dragon bone shield. Alistair. Any better? It's a lot better. Wow. Of course it replaces Kaelin's shield, which is a bit depressing. But that's quite impressive. Dragonbone Dwarven armor. We don't really need any of these. A Dragonfawn crossbow. I will take the shield for Alistair because really that's the only thing that I could benefit from. Was I going to give a ring to win? Yes, I was. Excellent. Is there anything else I can look at on this side? We have Tapster's Tavern and Dust Town. The Deep Roads and the Proving Grounds. Well, the tavern is where we actually have to speak to one of the representatives of someone who would be king, so we'll leave that till later on. We'll explore this side first. Has anyone got a name? Everyone stand out. Nugwangler. What do you have to say for me?
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they scare.
Common nugs? I don't like those. They look dirty.
No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
These things dangerous?
You gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
If I see any nugs, I'll send them your way.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
I don't know what a nug is, but apparently this guy wants one. He only needs to find one, and that keeps him happy. Okay. Not gonna argue.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
I certainly have a moment. What do you need?
You look like you're not from around here.
Can I help you?
I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
My companion here is a senior enchanter of the Circle.
Oh, my lady, it's an honor. I've never met an actual mage. Is it true you can manipulate nature's forces with your mind? Like you were born with lyrium in your veins?
Don't let the glamour fool you, child. Wielding magic is a dangerous occupation and a great responsibility.
Why is a dwarf interested in the circle?
A I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Why wouldn't they?
No dwarf has ever studied at the Circle of Magi. I guess you never read First Enchanter Caitlin's treatise concerning dwarfs and the non-heritability of magic. He tested dwarfs from 20 bloodlines and found they couldn't perform any level of spell casting, regardless of lyrium exposure or time on the surface. The Circle speculates that lyrium in the stone shields us from spiritual influences, and over time made us immune to them.
So what would you want with the Circle?
I want to go to the Circle to study. I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
I see no harm in that. I can bring the Circle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagnan, daughter of Janar of the Smith Caste. Tell them I've already begun reading the Teventer Imperium's Verticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
She's so enthusiastic and adorable. I'm glad we're helping her.
Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Huh, okay. Enthusiastic, but fair enough. Ooh, there's a document up there. Garen, what can you sell me? You look like a merchant.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's luxury goods shop. Wow, there are a lot of you, and I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
I like some of the options here. Are you alright?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Well, maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad thing. I cut myself and the dust got straight in my blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to concentrate. Except when forging. Then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work you've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself.
Thank you, I will. Till with physical technique. 1 point to spend on a talent or spell. Yeah, we'll take that. Do you have a backpack? You don't. Gem bracelet, a golden mirror, life giver. Plus 10 constitution? Oh, it's 87 sovereigns, I was gonna say. That would be amazing to give to Alistair, honestly. Wow. In fact... There, it's done. I've bought it. Can't take it back. You're very welcome, Alistair. You just gained 50 HP. What else did I buy there? I totally forgot. It wasn't a topaz. Oh, it was this physical tome. I forgot what I recently learned. Oh, I was going to go for momentum, wasn't I? Yes. Momentum. The character has learned to carry one attack through to the next, increasing attack speed substantially. This mode consumes stamina quickly, however. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it does. But fair enough. The Diamond Quarter and the Deep Roads. Oh, we have an import store. This. Where is that? Where are we? Ah. Oh, it's locked. That's what a nug looks like. Well, that was easy.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
I've got a nug for you. Here.
Soraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Aha. Is it still... So the quest's gone, but if we can find more, he'll take them off our hands. Fair enough.
The deep roads are home to the Darkspawn now. Oddly, they're supposed to be safer to travel during a blight.
Well, there's another nug. The Shaper's life. We have to speak to the Shaper about the chant in the deep. The Shaper can be found in the Noble Quarter. We'll turn this nug in and then we'll go to that tavern.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen. But there's more out there.
It probably is. I'll drop a big save since I think we've talked to everyone in the common area now. Yep. Tavern is here, I think. Ah, with the giant steins. Tapster's Tavern.
I tried Dwarven ale once. I thought it was just something they tricked surfers into drinking, as a joke.
Turns out it was actually what they drank, I imagine. Drank, sorry.
Atrust Vala, stranger. You must be the Grey Warden we heard about. Welcome to Tapsters. I'm Cora, your hostess. How may I serve you?
I would like to hear about the city.
So you come to Tapsters? I guess you're not asking for anything official, or you'd be at the Shaperate. But I can certainly give you a mole's eye view.
What is the Shaperate?
It's the bureau of all the Shapers in Orzammar, led by the Shaper of Memories. If you're from the surface, I guess you'd call them scholars. They keep all of our records, laws, genealogies. You got questions about Orzammar's history, and don't mind answers in words as long as your leg, that's the place to go.
And where can I find the Shaper of Memories?
He'd be in the Diamond Quarter. Pardon, the Nobles District. Upstairs from here, however you call it.
Is there any place I should see while I'm here?
The nobles stay upstairs, except when they're slumming. You'll find the assembly there, the palace, the Shaperate, and plenty of estates. Down from here is just Dust Town or the mines, so my recommendation is avoid. It's not part of the city, just some old tunnels where the castlists build their nest. No one goes there if they can help it. But if you want fun, your best bet is the Proving.
And what is this proving?
It's a chance for all the best fighters in Orzammar to test their skills. There's a tournament today. Arenas between here and the Diamond Quarter.
That's all, thank you.
A Grey Warden is always welcome in Tapsters.
How does everyone know I'm a Grey Warden? Hello, Nevin.
Afternoon, stranger. You looking for a stool to share a brew?
Who are you?
Name's Naveen. I fight with Prince Balin's expeditionary field unit. Yourself?
I'm AnthWolf, a Grey Warden.
Figured as much. Good folks, wardens. I was in the deep roads when that one came by. What was his name? Dunka, something like that.
You knew Duncan?
I met him, sure. Good man. Solid. He knows what we go through in the deep roads. Not many do. Not even the ones who live this close. You have to be on the front lines.
You work for Bellin?
I go where I'm sent, fight when I'm there, and leave politics where it belongs.
And who's your... Oh, that'll be a silly question. Who's your unit fighting? I wonder.
Darkspawn. Not much use in turning our weapons elsewhere while those vermin still live.
I've never been in the deep roads.
Every Grey Warden ends up there. That's where they send you when you're ready to leave this world. Go die in the dark, putting away as many vermin as you can. Getting more crowded these days, though. Lots of people interested all of a sudden. We go back tomorrow, and we're not the only ones.
Who's sending you out there?
Balin ordered us in at first bell. He's splitting us into 4 teams to search for some of the lost ties. Looking for signs of Bronca, I guess. Seems to be who everyone's after.
Who's this Branca?
Bronca was a paragon, some kind of great smith or whatnot. But she went batty and let her whole house into the deep roads more than 2 years ago. No chance she could have survived. And a lot of good men are gonna die looking for her corpse. Excuse me. This brew is starting to taste awful bitter.
Interesting. Oh dear. Go into every single bar, there'll always be one drunk who tries to sing.
They're everywhere! I can't take it!
Do you have a tale to tell us?
What? Get away! You'll change like the rest! Monsters hidden in all my friends!
Is this darkspawn corruption or just plain madness?
There's things older than Darkspawn. And once you're in the story, they find you. See? I found copies. All from the same pen, and older than the ones in song. Dormant my ass. Take them. I want out. I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
Okay, what the hell was that about? Where did that quest go? Oh, Denerim. Something is working behind the scenes in Ferelden. The notes you have acquired from dead and terrified adventurers point to an ancient evil, or at least an ancient man telling stories of ancient evil. You have cause to speak with Madden, who lives somewhere in Denerim. Okay, I don't understand that, but I'll just nod.
I told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And then he practically slapped me.
Lord Helmy. We've seen this guy talking before, haven't we? But it's not the person I want to speak to. Lord Halman is one of the two men who could take the throne at an audience. You must speak with Dulin Forenda. Oh, you can even find him in Harriman's estate in the Diamond Quarter or in Tapster's Tavern. Then who are you?
Lord Bennek Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
You know me. Word travels fast.
You don't get far as the youngest and most outspoken member of the Assembly without keeping an ear to the stone. I heard there was a Grey Warden in town. No offense, but you kind of stand out.
Your views on caste must be controversial in the Assembly.
Very good. I guess someone already told you I was good for nothing, drinking my life away at Tapster's. Or did they leave off with greatest shame to ever fall upon the Assembly? I've always liked that one. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent dishers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the Assembly. Orzammar is so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary.
How does the caste system work anyway?
Badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected deshers of the assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill.
So you get to vote on who is the next king?
Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
And who are you voting for?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord Harrimont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
I should get going.
As you wish.
So we've had probably the first most honest dwarf we've encountered, Lord Helmley. So both candidates for the kingship are basically the two evils. Well, which one's the lesser of the two? So we never found... Oh, hello, Nug. Let's go then to the Diamond Quarter and see if we can have a word with either of the potentials.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen.
Thank you. Another big area. Oh, hello.
Oh, this is grand. The noble houses do love their luxuries, don't they?
Are you related to the Lord in the Tavern?
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing for want of a king.
So I've heard.
Questions arise regarding Lord Balin's impending marriage to a casteless commoner. Favoritism to the casteless suspected.
Sorry, can't talk. Crier's work is never done.
I thought a crier's job was to talk. Apparently I'm mistaken. A diamond ball? I'll take it and sell it. If it's just gonna stand there. Oh, what was this? Ah, House Harrowmont. Okay, we need to go there eventually. Lady Dace. Can I speak to you?
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
Let us continue.
News of the hour. Support Lord Harrowmont at your own peril. Darkspawn will overrun Orzammar within the year if he becomes king. Experts say.
And this is the Royal Palace. Any more criers around? This is...
I require a moment of silence to take in this magnificent sight.
No. What was that? That was the assembly chamber. Ah, we needed to go to the shipwright.
It shall be done.
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories?
I don't know, but let's speak.
Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in a shapewright. What have we been reduced to?
Did you get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being casteless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dusttown. They couldn't know the value.
Thief in the House of Learning. Oh, hello, book. Concerning the loss of the Legion of Steel. That sounds like a metal name. That could be a band. Hello, Oort.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
What kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
I could try to find them.
You're from the surface. What do you know about fighting Darkspawn? There aren't even any expeditions planned until they settle this election. Otherwise, you need special permission from the Assembly or some great lord.
I am a Grey Warden. Like that answers everything.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
And I saw you did like a roundabout opinion there. Oh, no one can go into deep roads. Oh, you're a warden? You could go into the deep roads. Oh dear. Plenty of books for us to possibly read.
It has begun.
The Wall of Memories. Codex on the Scholars. Oh. Gloves of Diligence and a Search for a True Prophet. Hey, I wonder who could like that. I can't imagine. Song about a nug. Last but not least. Hello, Shaper. Oh. Another scribe.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
How do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
I would like your permission to open a chantry here.
That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city.
I came on behalf of Brother Burkle, a cleric at Redcliffe.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
What harm would it do to let him preach?
He seems a charitable man, but that is a thin thread on which to tie Orzammar's traditions. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
Tell me some of Orzammar's history.
We were a great empire once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
What are the deep roads?
They were once our highways beneath the mountains. Now the darkspawn claim them and few venture there, except your order, who enter the deep roads when they retire, so they can die slaughtering as many darkspawn as possible.
How did you lose your golems?
The Paragon Caradon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth 12 dwarves in battle, but Caradon's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
And what is a Tig?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
And where is this Kal Sharok, your old capital?
At the other side of the old empire. During the last Blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Sharok is the only other city to outlast the Blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
Oh, so there is another Dwarven city. Huh, that's interesting. I think I've already asked how did they lose their golems. Yes, but I'll ask again just in case.
The Paragon Caradon.
Yes.
One golem. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
Let us talk about the basic of Orzammar once more.
I will settle your mind if I can, Warden.
What is the difference between an ancestor and a paragon?
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to paragon. A paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
And that is what Branka was?
Branka is a paragon, now and into death. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her paragon status.
How did the caste system come to be?
According to our legends, 7 brothers founded our empire. The youngest, Bloadlik, was the wisest and was chosen king. His children formed the noble caste. The eldest, Giachet, trained his sons to defend their king. They became the warrior caste. Shatyar founded the artisans. Orzatyar forged our first swords. It was Orzammar who dug the mines that became our city's foundations. The twins Koapar and Noct both founded trading houses, but Noct was wounded in battle. On his recovery, he swore to serve his brother's sons.
Well, what about the casteless?
The casteless descend from criminals and those repudiated by their own families, or who chose to go to the surface and live by human laws. They have no ancestors to guide them and no families to claim them. They should not have been born. Their parents defied their shame and brought cursed children into the world. It's better they die young.
It seems easy for you to dismiss them.
Their births are not recorded in the memories. In Orzammar, they do not exist. Is there something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
I should be going.
Your presence here has been recorded in the memories. I wish I knew what significance it has.
Racist bastards. Pardon my language, but Jesus. The dwarves have a serious problem with their system. Like, it works, but really? Wow. Well, we have a lot of quests that we can do here. To speak with Benlin, we must speak to Fortag Garen in the assembly chamber, which is this one. Ah, there he is. I want to get an opinion of both of these would-be kings so I can actually see which one is actually, well, preferable to me, basically.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Bartak Devorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
You know who I am?
It would be hard not to notice the Grey Warden and his eclectic entourage. I hear you seek the aid of Orzammar's finest.
This treaty obliges Orzammar to send troops to the surface. Oh, excuse me, 2 seconds there.
Ah, ancient documents indeed. These were signed in the reign of Eithnar Bimo, Paragon and King. That was 16 generations ago. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Battling the Blight is far more important than politics.
No one wishes this fight over more than Balin. But while it rages, Orzammar can spare no one to combat what may or may not be a new Blight.
Are you implying the Grey Wardens wouldn't recognize the Blight?
I believe you. But what are we to do? If Balin followed his heart and sent his men to aid you, Harrowmont would steal his throne. We would defeat the Blight, and return to find our homeland devastated by an incompetent tyrant.
And if you don't fight, your homeland gets destroyed.
Perhaps you could prove to Prince Balin your intentions are just. If you show you owe Harrimont no fealty, I'm sure Balin would help you. Harrimont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harrimont's deception.
Irrefutable evidence, which I suppose you have?
I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
What kind of evidence?
Harrimont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harrimont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrimont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
And where did you find these promissory notes?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
Isn't there someone you could report him to?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies. They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harrimont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
He told a distant relative over his duty?
I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar.
Ouch.
The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Balin's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it?
I'll have to think about this.
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
And that was only the first task. Decide if you will help Prince Balin's cause and inform Vortag of your intent. Let's speak to the gentleman who is over watching Lord Harrimont's. Oh, hello. What are you doing here?
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrimont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid against the Blight. We've said this before.
That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrimont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
We've heard this before. And Vortag wants me to besmirch Harrimont's reputation.
I see. Well, it hardly increases my confidence to hear that you went to him first. I assume you refused?
I'm looking for a better offer.
If you want Lord Harrimont's assistance, first you'll have to prove he can trust you.
And what do you want me to do? Denounce Balin publicly?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrimont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrimont's best fighters into stepping down.
Why would your assembly care who wins the tournament?
The proving is a contest of the best warriors in Orzammar. By fighting, they show who has the ancestors' favor. If you were to enter the proving as Lord Harrimont's champion, it would prove your loyalty beyond a doubt. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrimont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I don't want to start picking sides.
Then I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner.
Lord Harrowmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harrowmont could certainly use you on his side.
So, we've spoken to both Dunlin and Vartag concerning both of the Lord and Prince's holds on the kingship. Personally, I don't know who I'm actually trusting more at the moment. Both of them seem to be shades of grey, and I'm not sure which is actually the worst. We can return to Brother Burkle and see we have managed to establish a chantry here in Orzammar. But I will leave this part here, and next time I will see if I can make a decision on who I will be supporting. But yes, I hope you've all enjoyed. I hope you all take care. This has been mostly a part of me discussing and talking to a lot of people in Orzammar. My throat's getting a bit dry with talking a lot, but I see we may finally see some action next time. So I'll see you all again. Bye bye now.